Ja, die Mannschaften sind da. Es ist Zeit, das Turnier offiziell zu eröffnen. So, the teams are ready, and it's time to officially declare this year's Spengler Cup open. Wir begrüßen recht herzlich den Präsidenten des Organisationskomitees, begleitet vom offiziellen Turniermaskottchen. And now, please, let's warmly welcome the President of the Organizing Committee, accompanied by the official tournament mascot, Mark Gianola and Hitch.
Ja, alle herzlich willkommen zum 97. Spengler Cup hier in Davos. Es freut mich sehr, euch alle hier zu begrüßen und auch alle, die daheim am Fernsehen zuschauen. Es ist wieder viel Arbeit hinter uns geblieben und da möchte ich es nicht unterlassen, meinem Team, allen Mitarbeitern, den Helfern, die schauen, dass alles gut geht und natürlich auch unserem Partner danken, dass sie uns den Rücken stärken in dieser Zeit. Aber jetzt ist es angerichtet. Wir sollen die Bühne jetzt den Teams überlassen. Es sind 6 Teams, die heute die Spengler Cup Geschichte weiterschreiben. Schauen wir mal, wer es dann bis zum Ende schafft. Ich übergebe hier den Puck zum diesjährigen Spengler Cup an Hitch und wünsche allen einen unfallfreien und tollen, spektakulären Spengler Cup. Danke vielmals.
Dankeschön. Grazie Pitch, grazie, merci, thank you, Mark Gianola.
Gotcha.
We got you.
Okay. Oh. Trying to get it for the... Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Davos. I will comfortably speak for my partner when I say we are so excited for this year. Excellent competition in this year's tournament. We start with the defending Spengler champs from Fribourg-Gottéron versus the top team in the Czech Extraliga, one of the oldest hockey clubs on the planet, the legendary Sparta Prague. And Kent, the crowd filed in early. The chanting began about 90 minutes ago. Everybody is ready to roll.
You know, you could sense the buzz in this town at about 8 a.m. this morning, a slow build to this afternoon, and what an amazing lineup we have this year's tournament. And starting off, like you said, with the defending champions in Fribourg-Gottéron and, of course, Sparta Prague, a legendary Czech hockey club.
First-time champs last season for Fribourg, trying to go back-to-back versus a team that has done that, gone back-to-back. It's only 2 titles here in Davos, but it was way back in 1962 and 63. They'd like to get back there again after a couple of heart-crushing defeats in the finals for Sparta Prague. Most recently back in 2022. The top lines for both sides out there to begin the tournament. And National Hockey League experience on both sides of the line. We'll run that down throughout the game, throughout the tournament for both sides. Jakob de la Rose in to take the draw versus Pavel Kostal, and it's ultimately Sparta that starts with the puck here. Philip Lapik along the near side boards at center ice, battling for the puck there with Maximilian Stroila. Lost that battle. Schmid back to pick it up for Fribourg. Lost the puck in the corner, loosened the circle. De la Rose gets Fribourg away for the first time into the skates of Sorensen, who will regroup back in his own end. Marcus Sorensen gets across center to De La Rose. De La Rose looking to center the puck through the blue paint. Out the other side. Keeping it alive is Fribourg. Schmid. Couldn't find Glauser. Back into the Fribourg zone. Off the end wall. Glauser will pick it up. Mid-change for Fribourg. First time to catch her breath after this opening shift. Rathke down the wall, nearly able to hook up there with Birchie. Near side wall. Machine. Dominic Machine on the left side. Sparta loses it. Birchie drops. Biasca scores! Attilio Biasca pops the lid off this place just over a minute in. It's 1-0 for the champs.
Welcome to the 2025 Spengler Cup, Attilio Biasca. How about this shot? Short side, bar and in. Turnover at the blue line from Prague, and then a little bit of a mix-up on a line change. Berchi kicks it outside, and this shot up and high over Kovac, blocker side. What a start for Fribourg.
Just what Fribourg wanted to do, getting the crowd into it. And while they were into it 90 minutes before puck drop, as we said, they didn't necessarily need that goal, but it certainly keeps the blood flowing and maybe a few other liquids. Sparta looks to regroup now after that opening goal. Poked back in deep by Nemecek, but Fribourg gathers once more through the neutral zone. Balzer lays the body. Now digs for it in front of the penalty boxes. Stuck in the skates of a quartet of players. And they still battle away along the wall here. Balzer thinks he sees it. Vitok guarding him, and the officials loath to blow the whistle here. And finally, chipped in deep, and after all that wrestling for, both sides want to change. Patrick Nemeth, the former Dallas Star, to the right side for Yecker. Tipped in deep. Seppala drops. Halapik waits for it as they send the top line back out again to try to capitalize on a high hit, a big hit in the high slot area. Play was blown down on the offside, though, with 17:25 to go in the opening period.
Well, we'll get another look here at this opening goal from Fribourg. The Prague player went down right at the blue line, and actually a Prague player came on the ice thinking a line change, then had to go back. They had 6 players on the ice for a split second there. That caused some confusion from the Prague lineup, and that opened the outside lane for Biaska to go bar down.
Both top lines back out. De La Rose wins it for Seiler. Lost it to Hlapik. Hlapik cutting towards the goal. Philip Hlapik nearly able to beat Barra back in through the slot area. Tucked high slot. Shot is wide. Pissick, the Canadian, sends it back down the wall. Blocked, but he keeps it alive once more. But onto the stick of Sorensen now as Fribourg gathers in its own end. Seiler drops the puck for De La Rose. De La Rose centers, kicked away by Kovac. Michael Repik pries it free for Irving, and now Devon Shore backhands it into the crease, swept away, and Sorensen will skate it into open ice there in his own zone, but Schmid hit hard as he tried to make a play, gave the puck away, and Shore couldn't make anything of it. Forecheck is on. Borgstrom in front, and what a save by Kovac! Robbing Christoph Berchi right on the doorstep. Nearly a 2-point period already for Berchi.
Well, the second line from Fribourg making its presence known early. Nice pressure up ice from Borgstrom there, and then presence of mind to go right to the front of the net to Berchi. Little bit of a bouncing puck. Berchi does a good job to corral it onto Kovac, who had to be quick with the glove.
Berchi versus Rabik in the draw. They'll ask for the puck back and try that again. Right in front of the fans, the supporters section. Ready to cheer on another Fribourg goal, perhaps. Berchi. Puck was tied up off the draw. Squirts free to the near side. Raska able to muscle that to neutral ice, but Berchi goes cross ice for Borgstrom once more. Spins at the blue line, gave it away. A chance the other direction here for Prague. And the shot off the side of the goal. The net is off its moorings, and they'll blow play down here. Just over 60 minutes still to go here. But a frantic 3:59 to start this 2025 edition of the Spengler Cup.
Well, Blake, it's easy to see it. I know it's early, but isn't puck management going to be so important? I mean, both these teams can score on you in the blink of an eye. Very, very quick transition. We saw the turnover from Prague that led to the first goal, and right now another turnover from Fribourg at the blue line, and that sends Martin Zirkels off and puts Fribourg on their heels.
Again, Eberle in to take the draw for the Czech side with the Vitok brothers. There's 2 sets of brothers on Sparta Prague. Vitok's prowling the wing here on this one. David sends it to his brother Michal. Can't come up with the puck though. All the way through to the Fribourg zone. Back behind Rito Berra. Kapla out the far side. All the way in, and nearly getting a stick on it there was Rathgeb, who did well to cart that puck right through the neutral ice, and then nearly got the rebound. Spacek onto the far side. Stick handling through was Kosal, lost control of the puck. Fribourg's away once more. In on Kovac, could corral the puck though. And here they go the other way once more. Great stick check by Ljunggren. Chips it into the corner there. Rao unable to come up with it. Ljunggren looking forward as well. Pissick with that first pass. Spacek across the line. Tried to rim it around. Barrow was out to greet it though. Stolen back by Yecker. Yecker up the wing. Another big hit at center ice. Dort lost control of the puck. Irving sweeps it to neutral ice. And a chance to corral it ashore. Devin Shore across the blue line, looking for Irving on the right side. Back to the point where Michael Repic was covering. Now the shot comes in, tipped in front. Nearly on goal there by Vesalainen. And the puck jumps over the boards in front of the Fribourg bench and hit one of the staff members, actually. Hope he's okay.
Here's a look at Dominic Machine, longtime Prague player. He was here a couple of years when Prague participated in the tournament. You saw the seas just open up here for Yannick Rathgeb. He went down Main Street, of course. That's the defenseman. Dropped it back to Valser, and his shot actually deflected, and then it went off Rathgeb. If he was able to find that puck, he would have had a wide open net, but you could see the Fribourg defender jumping into the play there.
Slow pass back to the point, and stick and glove came up, but no call. And there haven't been many whistles here in this opening period. 1-0, Fribourg leads. The drop for Sorensen. Sorensen looking for Seiler behind him. Stroila past Martin Circles and all the way back into the Fribourg zone. 13:37 to go here in this opening period. Marcus Sorensen picks it up once more across center ice. Makes one move, creates some space for himself, wanted to sweep that back to the point. Lost control, and Fribourg will have to regroup. Stroila to Borgstrom, cross ice pass. We'll find Berchi. Biaska kicked it out front into the slot. Nobody was there. And Prague is away, tipped into the netting though. And we'll take a pause. Fribourg out to a great start here at the Spengler.
Yeah, good start.
Yeah, so far so good. Forgot how much I hated the small numbers in the middle of the back. Back inside the ice stadium here in Davos. The curtain raiser at this year's Spengler Cup. Like Price, Kent Simpson bringing you all the action. 1-0 lead for Fribourg-Gottéron, the defending champs.
All right, guys, stay outside.
With that puck squirting up over the boards before the break. Face-offs back at center ice.
Rico, you up first? Yep, please just stick. Stick now, stick.
And great conversation with the officials as they get play moving again. Stroila sidestepping the forecheck. Dangerous drop pass. Kosal picks it up. Couldn't find the stick there of Hlapik. Back to center ice. Fribourg trying to calm things down once more. Glauser brings it up, doesn't like what he sees, and will take a sidestep back once more. Bowser tries again. Straight up the middle. He'll pound it right on goal. Kovac just steers it aside to the blue line and now out. And a chance for Prague to head the other way. And a big hit as Shore gained the top of the circles there. And here comes Fribourg the other way. Rathgeb joining the rush. Kyle Rao flipping it on goal and away from danger off the pads and stick of Kovac. Here comes Prague the other way. Trabik pinned up against the end wall. Double team there. Puck squirts into the open corner. Back to the point, Sirota. Tried a shot off his teammate Hrabik. Back behind the goal. Zirkals stood up as he tried to make a play. Sirota back into the corner to the point. And Raska goes cross ice with a Nemecek. Raska, Sirota. He poked it into the slot and cleared quickly. And another hard-hitted center ice. Dort. Raska in on a partial break, fought off by Berra. First big save for the Swiss legend. Yekerdel leading. Too many white jerseys in front of him. Waits for the full change. Couldn't rim it around hard enough to find Schmid. The puck's loose in the circle. We'll get to Schmid in time. Sparta heads the other way. Chip and chase, Eberle. Nearly able to get to it first. Vitok on his backhand, now spins to the forehand, tried to set it in front. Off a couple of Fribourg players, and they're back to neutral ice. Schmid reaching for that, couldn't find it. Slingshotting the other way now. Here comes the Kosal. Couldn't cut towards the goal, dispossessed. Still in possession. Oh, Spacek starts the play, back to the point, and Irving turned aside by Rito Berra.
Well, it always takes a few minutes for teams to feel each other out, and you get the sense that Prague's feeling a little bit more comfortable after giving up that early goal. We see Berra fight off a little bit of deception on this shot on the turnover off his left shoulder, and Blake, we've certainly seen some physicality from both teams early on here. Not necessarily known for their physical presses, but we've seen a big hit at each end, and we'll have to keep our eye on Devon Shore because he got hit really hard right in front of the Fribourg net and then went directly off the ice.
Yeah, the glass has been rattling in the puck. Took a funny bounce off the side of the goal. Berra just wants to cover up and hold on. 10-10 to go here in the period. Almost halfway through already.
Well, we just got to look at the hit of Devon Shore and just kind of had his head down, and then we got another one behind the net. This time Fribourg and Rathgeb applying the body.
Kosal ripped his shot well off the mark though. Pinching in there to make a play was Krajcik. Fribourg stuck in the corner though. Balls are able to advance it along the boards but kept in. And now Prague goes to work on a cycle. All the way back to the blue line and now out as Spacek was forced into neutral ice. Makes the play to Halapik. Kosal wants to chase. Halapik stood up at the blue line, gave the puck away, and Stroila will regroup. Spinning away again from Vesalainen. Protecting the puck. Still can't find a path. Now Schmid dropping for Sorensen. Schmid takes his shot off a leg, never reached the goal. Vesalainen turns the other way. De La Rose on the back check. Steals it back though. Flips it into open ice. Stroila skates onto it. Cross ice dump in. Picked up quickly though by Sparta. And Irving is away. Off the boards and in deep. He'll peel off on a change. Here comes Fribourg out of its own zone. Skate to stick and then lost it. Another hard hit is it was Rao coming off the bench on a change. Nemecek can't advance it along the walls. Finally gets it to Zirkals. Raska rims it around. Berra always out to play the puck. Here comes Fribourg once more. Berchi thought about dropping for Rathgeb, who's been not shy to join the rush. Up against the end wall. Peeled free. Rathgeb dropped it, bit awkward into the skates of Biasca. Rathgeb again ties the puck up along the far wall. Berchi holding onside, just onside, into the slot. Has to leave it there to get around his man and gave the puck away. Berchi pried it loose, so another shot. Turned away by Kovac. As Biasca went looking for his second of the game. Gecker, no icing on that dump down the ice. Demuth chases that puck into the corner, can't come up with it. Spacek won't be able to get that pass though. Swept back into neutral ice. Fribourg controls. Took an awkward bounce past Balzer. And a penalty coming up here to Fribourg. Kosal, seeing that, will wait for Kovac to get to the net, or to the bench, pardon me. Extra attacker is out. And here comes Prague, 6-on-5. Krajcik finds his men dashing through the slot area, back to the point. Krajcik. Back down low, Vesalainen sweeps it far side, and Berra comes across to make the save on Hlapik. Gets the puck back in the corner. Just chops it behind the goal, finally touched by Fribourg. And a power play coming up to Sparta when we come back to the Spengler. Sparta Prague gets a chance to even this one up with 6:33 to go in the opening period. Nathan Marchand in the box for Fribourg-Gottéron. And we'll get to see the first power play of this year's Spengler Cup go to work. Christoph Ramek in to take the draw. Vesalainen controls to the point and across for Pissick. Hlapik. High slot, takes the shot, Berra sees it right into the glove and he holds on.
You can see the set play here. Spacek goes D-to-D to Mark Pissick, who then drops it for Hlapik. And then Pissick goes right to the front to kind of create a little bit of a pick. Traffic in front of the former Vesalainen. Rito Berra sees it the whole way.
Little Rose in to take the drop. Again, Spacek trying to win that back to Pissick. The Sherwood Park, Alberta native has it. It's cross ice. Vesalainen has to chase. Vesalainen back down low for Ramek. Spacek. Hlapik over his stick. Spacek hit hard on the end wall. Hlapik back to Pissick. Cross ice. Hlapik once more in the circle, bounces over Vesalainen's stick. And now he can't make the pass. It's down the ice. And a bit of a reprieve here as they near the midway mark of this power play. Second unit's on for both the power play and the penalty kill. Deflection there by Schmid, holds up Sparta for a moment. Schmid stands up his man again. Not an easy entry here. Finally getting into the zone is Sparta. All the way back and a quick shot and a save by Berra to rob Devon Shore.
Well, you mentioned a little bit of a bumbled entry, but finally Prague's able to get it down the left side. Devon Shore's wide open in the high slot. How about Rito Berra getting way out to the top of the crease? A terrific read. The 38-year-old netminder is able to corral that in his belly.
Shore in to take the drop. Kosal to his right. Ties up his man. That could have been a hook, but no arms in the air. Back to Kosal. Down low, quick out in front. Raska couldn't get the shot away. Krejcik winds up, takes the shot into the midsection of Berra, and he holds on. 26 seconds left in the Sparta power play.
And you can see Sparta trying to find players in the middle of the ice. With that one, the netminder is able to see the whole way. Devonshire waves at it. Isn't able to get a deflection. Berra holds on.
And one more try here for the top unit back out there. Gustav Rabik pushes that into the corner. Vesalainen sweeps it back for Pysyk. Pysyk again, cross ice pass. Hlapik at the circle. Never got on goal. And here comes Fribourg the other way. Was a 3-on-2 if they wanted it, but instead they tuck it down the ice, playing it safe here on the kill. Rabik gains the zone once more. Wanted to drop to Pysyk, but back to even strength now is Fribourg. Puck drop, Marchand out of the box. Marchand on the backhand, couldn't get it back to the forehand, otherwise it might have been a goal. Fribourg still with it. Marchand tried to bat it out of midair. Grabbed though first by Kovac, and he holds on.
Well, this was Marchand coming out of the penalty box here, and he makes a great fake. And the Prague netminder Kovac actually bid on it, and there was a lane to the net there. You'll see it from this angle. If Marchand had known to use his backhand, but Kovac was able to recenter himself in front of the net, and Marchand tries to cut across and loses the puck.
4:17 to go here in the period. De La Rose loses that one to Eberle. Prague away through neutral ice. Vito giving chase along the end wall. Can't come up with it. Rathgeb had it for a second. Kapla tries the opposite side. De La Rose for Sorensen. Sorensen stops. Active stick there by Sirota. Knocked it free, but Fribourg sends it back in deep. Schmid can't get around the big body of Nemecek. Pass into the skate. Sorensen tries to pick it up. Eberle chases it down, but Fribourg collects. Michael Kapla, the American, dropping for Borgstrom. Borgstrom across center ice. And just offside at the line is Fribourg with 3:26 to go here in this first period.
Well, you mentioned the great defensive play from Nemecek here. Maybe a little bit of a massage from the elbow there to prevent Schmid from getting after that loose puck, but Nemeth, a veteran player, he knew what he was doing there. Good job. Nemecek, sorry, veteran player, knew what he was doing.
Off the draw, KG play there by Borgstrom to get the puck in deep. Seppala pinned up against the end wall. Picked up by Rabik though. Raska across center ice. Tucks it in deep. Fribourg tries to make a quick turn here to get out. Tchaikovsky chipping that to center ice. Right back in though, Zirkals. Chasing down Berchi with the drop pass. And here comes Fribourg out of its own end. Tipped ahead to Berchi. Berchi drops. Yecker has to chase it. Couldn't flip it back to Berchi. Pysyk intercepting. And here comes Sparta Prague the other way. Turned over on the end wall. Repik sweeps back in. The pass out in front. All the way back to the point. Pysyk, left side. That shot was blocked deftly by Rao. And it's up into the benches.
Well, in the latter half here of the first period, we have seen Prague be a little bit more effective up ice with their forecheck. Adam Rasko is one of the guys, he's going to give it all every shift, but they've been able to create some turnovers down low. Ultimately get it back to the point, that last one blocked and turned aside.
Great competitive opening period here to start this Spengler Cup. And of course, later on today, don't forget, Canada opens its campaign in a very unique way, taking on the first ever edition of the U.S. College Selects. Gravic to the point, Pissick. Glove down by Berra, headed wide, but did not want to risk it there off the stick of the former first-round draft pick of the Buffalo Sabres back in 2010.
We're seeing a lot of Mark Pissick, Sparta Praha defender, over 500 games in the National Hockey League. He looks pretty confident back there. Also, he was on the first power play unit as well, so good to see the Canadian settling in well in Prague.
Spot check in to take the draw. Halapik to one side of him, Kosal to the other. Steered away. Easy one for Berra. Spot check gets it back. Tries to spin off the check. Gets some help there by Kosal. And you can hear the referee yelling at them to move the puck, and finally does move back to Aaron Irving, but who sends it right back into the scrum. Now peeled away. Kosal centers the puck, machine the shot. Berra gloves it down. And now some pushing and shoving behind the goal. Just too many times in close quarters, the distaste is beginning to grow.
It was only a matter of time, I think, Blake, and especially this last shift. Spacek was pinned to the wall for seemingly about 10 or 15 seconds. And ultimately, when the whistle went, tempers blew over, and you can see Halapik here having words with Glauser. Glauser, the one that was holding. You can see to the left of your screen here, and that's just the end of it when all things kicked off.
Not so happy holidays.
Nice to see them renew acquaintances.
And it looks like just one has been picked out of that scrum from each side. And apologies for the language if you did have good ears there. It got a little blue.
The referees are not only helmet cammed up, they're also mic'd up, so you can you get both the good and the bad with the mic being on, the live microphone.
That's a little more like it. The singing and dancing has returned to the Ice Stadium here in Davos. Fribourg mascot having some fun with a 1-0 lead. So in the end, Klauser, one of the instigators certainly, pulled out of the scrum as the offender on one side and Philip Lapik on the other. So still 5-on-5 here to finish off the period, unless something else will happen. 1:42 to go. Devin Shore in to take the draw against Jakob de la Rose. Played out by Fribourg right off the draw. Back into the zone. Seiler lets it go to the point. Hard off the end wall. De la Rose picks up the puck. Finds Seiler again. Down the boards by Schmid, but bank pass didn't work. Sparta regrouping in its own zone, but tied up once more. Seiler gets it back to the point for Schmid. Walks in, takes a shot off a shin. Loose puck for Sorensen. Sorensen can't get a shot away. On his backhand. Still has it though. Lane opens up. Cross ice pass. Return freeze. Swept just wide. Oh, so close for Jakob de la Rose. And down the ice for an icing call with 47 seconds remaining.
You can see de la Rose, he thought maybe a penalty should have been called there, but what an effort from Marcus Sorensen, showing the poise to hold on to that puck. Great strength as well. Here's de la Rose with the spinorama. Goes a couple of feet wide. But those two, Sorensen and de la Rose, have terrific chemistry, always looking for each other.
Kapla feeds the crease area. Loose puck is there right in front of Kovac. And finally wrung off the corner and down the ice. Birchie. Biasca wants Birchie against. Screaming through the slot. Pass never got there. Birchie looking to peel it free. Biasca had it for a moment. Stolen by Shore. Under 20 seconds to go in the period. Down the ice by Sparta. Good draw away. Dozen seconds to go. Fribourg out of its own zone. Turned away was Kaplan. Sperner, cross ice dump in, one last chance, but the horn sounds and the defending champs are off and running here.
Well, yeah, it was a great opening 20 for Fribourg, of course, scoring early on off the stick of Biasco. We saw Prague establish a little bit of a physical presence after that, started taking the puck, but Berra turned all shots aside. 1-0 Fribourg after 20.
Face off inside outside. On the scrum and the one side. They say they were not coming down.
nochmal UBS Hinspiel. Also, wer ist der Nino? Alt. Das, was daneben ist, dann wir
Well, Fribourg certainly got their motor running earlier than Sparta Praha, but eventually they evened out, got a little chippy near the end of the period. Kent, what are you expecting here in the second?
Yeah, you know what, I think more of the same, really. I mean, we saw a physical presence from both sides. We saw the animosity ramp up right near the end there. I think that's only going to build. I thought Prague showed some flashes, a little bit scrambly with the puck. They want to tighten up their passing a little bit more. They're going to look for a little bit more penetration in the middle of the ice because every shot that they had was from the perimeter, and Barra saw it the whole way.
Well, here we go. Second period underway, and perhaps a little bit of a change on this top line for Prague as Vesalainen takes a shift with Spacek and Kosal. Gets past Vesalainen to the point. Rathgeb can't send it in deep. Steals it back, though. De La Rose cross ice to Kaplan. Kaplan all the way in. Stops in the corner. Rimming that around for Sorensen. Sorensen sweeps that into the slot. And De La Rose can't get the backhand away. Vesalainen. Weak pass picked off. One back by Prague. And across the line, and Vesalainen into the glove of Reno Berra. Early test for the Swiss keeper.
Yeah, he's been up for the challenge on every shot so far. Again, a little bit of a broken play in the neutral zone. Turnover from Fribourg, hops onto Vesalainen's stick. But again, a shot that the Fribourg netminder is going to probably save 10 out of 10 times if he can see it from 40 feet away.
That glove has been working overtime too. So good with that mitt. Machine stripped of the puck. Nearly costly. Biasca goes in search of another one. Shore can't get the backhand away, looking for Repic. There he swings at it, but missed wildly. Still in the zone though for the Czechs. Shore taken down hard from behind. No cross-checking call there as he makes his way to the bench. Berchi across the line, fought off by Kovac. And Fribourg looking good again in attack.
Christoph Berchi, number 22, Fribourg. He's really been dangerous most of the first period, early here in the second as well. That's part of the second line. He assisted on the Biasca goal. 9 goals, 15 assists, 24 points in the NL season so far for Berchi.
Face off to the right of the goal. Sprunger to force the issue there on Nemecek. Chipped in deep though by Zirkals. And he's trying to get it free here. He and Raska combined to get ownership of the puck, but now a battle ensues and it's Sprunger. The great pass and a save made by Kovac. It's underneath him. Marchand nearly able to go right underneath the Czech keeper.
I love the quick transition here. Sprunger out wide to Marchand, who does a nice little toe drag and then uses the Prague defender as a screen. And you can see just by pulling it across there, Kovac can't find it, and it's sitting right in the blue paint. Fortunately for the Prague netminder, the referee was on the other side. Didn't know where that puck was either, so blew it down, but that could have caused a little mayhem.
Face-off win for Fribourg. Stroila overskated the puck and cleared down the ice by Prague. Just enough for icing. They'll bring the face-off all the way back in the other end.
As a look at 20-year-old Jan Dorthe, showing his first full-time action with Fribourg, getting some ice time here in the Spengler Cup.
De La Rose, Sorensen, and Schmid back out for Fribourg here in the attacking zone. Schmid on the end wall, lost it. De La Rose into help. Gets it free. Sorensen swings it back to the point. Schmid advances that behind the goal. De La Rose giving chase. Glauser down the wall, trying to seal it. Puck came free. And they blow play down. The glove hand pass, perhaps. The discussion ensues, but they'll face off still in this Sparta zone.
Well, it was Aaron Irving and Jakob De La Rose that kind of got tied up here. Irving went down. Didn't really see the cause of the whistle there. Nonetheless, the face-off will remain deep in Prague territory.
Chance to add another one here, perhaps. Face-off won, though, by Sparta. Quickly into the zone. All the way back to the blue line. Krajcik's shot is blocked. Still alive in the zone, but now advanced to neutralized by Glauser. Rao can't receive the pass. Spacek taken down. Puck gets past Halapik as well. And the first line for Prague goes empty-handed. Glauser quickly away. Stolen back though nicely by Prague. All the way down on Berra. He'll have to cover up. And it'll be a defensive zone face-off now for Fribourg.
Berra taking no chances there. Not long. Clearing attempt from Prague. See Spacek take a little cross check there. What a player. Mikhail Spacek has been on that top line for Prague, leading the team in scoring in the Czech Extraliga with 29 points.
Squeezes to the end wall. Kapla helps to get it to neutral ice. Machine across to make a play. Can't find Vesalainen. Back the other way. Fribourg shot. Rothgeb, another one off a stick. And that one into the netting and out of play. Not the customary NHL tall glass behind the net. Not that that one would have contained it, but we do see the puck escape into the netting a little bit more often.
That one would have been a field goal. That was about
that was
15 feet into the netting.
Balzer, Sprunger, and Marchand back out to take the draw. Squeezes out to the point, but linesman wants to do that one again. .36 still to play here in this second period. The only goal coming in the opening 90 seconds of the contest, Attilio Biasca, the former captain of the Halifax Mooseheads, with the only goal. That one off the end wall, awkwardly. Nobody able to jump on it for Sparta. Chip back in though. Kapla to pick it up. Hit hard as he holds the puck. Balzer giving chase behind his own goal, leaves it there for his defenseman. Now gets the puck back. Balzer cross ice pass to Rothgeb. In stride. Rothgeb all the way in. Couldn't get the second touch on it. Kovac steered it aside, and now 2-on-1 the other way for Prague. The shot well off the mark by Harabek, and a penalty coming up here against Rothgeb on the back check. An interference call. Oh, pardon me, it's an earlier call.
I think it's Sirota, and I think he was trying to get into the way of Rothgeb, who of course was the defenseman that was up ice and got pinched. So he was trying to redeem himself
as the shot was happening.
So he was coming back, and Sirota was basically trying to pick him from getting in back into the play. So I don't know if the shot got off before the whistle was going to be called. But Rothgeb, as we've seen, not afraid to jump up ice. This time it burned him as he was caught. That created the 2-on-1 back in Fribourg direction, but as Rothgeb put his head down, he was able to draw the penalty.
So Fribourg back to the power play. Kapla dropping for Sorensen. Sorensen winds his way in. De La Rose. To Borgstrom, and his pass back to the point. Nobody there as Sorensen had slid his way down the wall. Kapla back to retrieve for Fribourg. Spinning away from the forecheck of Zirkals. Out of the left side, that jumps into the bench. So an awkward start here for Fribourg in the opening 38 seconds of this man advantage.
Yeah, some pretty solid up ice pressure from the Prague penalty killers there. The idea was to get the puck to Marcus Sorensen. Such great vision, and then he wants to bring the puck up ice, looking for outlets on either wing, but they were not able to establish that.
That's perfect for me. Right, your first stick on the ice now. Stick now.
Schmid back in to take the draw on the power play, but Michael Repik wins it straight backwards. So quick dump down the ice here for Prague to waste some more time. Rothgeb. Right up the middle. Finds Schmid. Sprunger won't get there first. Berchi does though. Pass from Sprunger to Berchi. Berchi back to Rothgeb. Rothgeb tries his shot off a stick into the corner. Berchi collects. Biasca's parked in front, wanted to redirect. Won't get a chance on that one. And then an awkward pass off the stick of Schmid. Spoils the possession, and down to 40 seconds on this power play. Berchi. Sprunger. And down the ice again for Prague. Schmid at the far side. Berchi. Risky pass. They say that's onside. Schmid to Sprunger. Sprunger trying to get it back to the point. It's picked off by Vitok, and that'll do it pretty much. Waning seconds of this Fribourg power play, and that left a little to be desired for Roger Ronberg's side. Sorensen winding his way through, tried to find De La Rose, he blew a tire. Prague the other way. Sent back in deep by Sirota. Stroila under pressure. De La Rose starts the advancement. Chasing it down in the Sparta side. Here they come right down the middle. Hlapik, the drop pass. Shore couldn't get a shot away. Kosal sends it towards the goal. Shore between his legs. Berra makes the stop. But Shore can't beat the Swiss netminder. Still 1-0. Blake Price, Ken Simpson back at the Spengler Cup here in Davos, Switzerland. 1-0 Fribourg-Gottéron, the defending champions, leading Sparta Prague. Almost halfway through this contest. A spirited affair as both sides want to put that flag in the ground here, Ken.
They certainly do, and both sides looking for the next goal. And the pace, I think, has been a little bit slower here in the second. Obviously, to start the period and the tournament, both teams were raring to go.
Swept forward. Marchand up to tie up his man in the corner. It's free there for Sprunger and can't hold it into the offensive zone. Sends it right back in though. Marchand and Valzer can't come up with it. Back the other way goes Prague, and a shot off a stick and well wide. Vesalainen goes careening into the corner. Valzer with the puck. To Nemeth behind the goal. Shore holds him up. Stolen back by Vesalainen into the slot. Repik couldn't get a stick on it. Chipped back in, still onside. But Sprunger calms it down for Fribourg. Nemeth waiting for the line change to finish. Back dangerously in front of the Fribourg bench in the middle of the change. Falls back into the path there of Rabek, but he fanned on the shot. Dort gets the puck back on the right side. Looked miles offside, no call. Dort trying to cycle it down for Rao, who was interfered. Again, no call as he was knocked to the ice, chasing down the puck. Refs are letting them play here a little bit. Rao backtracking, finds it. Drop pass from Dort. Sent in deep there by Tchaikovsky. Quickly off the end wall though for Prague. Tossed onto the right side. Battle ensues on the end wall. To the point. Eberle parked in front, got a stick on it. And Berra able to make the save. Eberle looking for more now. Fighting off the check of Kapla. Rathgeb, dangerous pass, but Fribourg able to make it work off the glass and out by Biaska, who's now on the forecheck. Down the left side, Pissick stripped. Spacek quickly resetting. Hlapik, the drop pass, back in front. Krajcek is stopped by Berra, still loose, chopping away. The whistle goes. It's still 1-0 for Fribourg, but that's the best that Prague has maybe looked in the offensive zone.
Yeah, I would agree, Blake. Certainly the last couple of minutes, Prague turning up the heat on Fribourg. How about this backhand flip out to the wide to Rabic, but he fanned on it, and then here was this quick transition in front. Just gets his stick on it. Does the Prague forward there, Krejcik. Vera up to the challenge, and then things kind of kicked off from there. Yannick Rathgeb here in black for Fribourg was not happy. He was certainly the aggressor. A couple shots to the head.
And we're seeing now a conference of the officials. They may take a look at something here.
Well, Rathgeb was certainly the aggressor, so see the only one getting it. Tough to see who's put up on the board right now. They just show 2 minutes to Rathgeb, so Prague will go to the power play.
Just the 2 minutes in the end.
You know, we've seen Sparta Prague having success on the forecheck, getting up ice, winning battles, but in the first period they weren't able to translate that into scoring chances. They've done that the last couple of minutes here. As we just saw, good chance in front. That results in a power play.
So despite the power play, because of the shoving after the whistle, they bring the faceoff outside the Fribourg zone. And we'll see if the Prague power play can get working here as we near the middle part of this game. Face-off win there for Spacek. Quickly into the zone, Vesalainen rims that around. Bouncy puck near the blue line. Still alive now for Fribourg. And a breakaway pass just beyond the reach there of Walzer. Happy to pin it up against the end wall now to waste some more time into the open corner. Prague takes over. Berchi on the back check now. Spacek has it poked off his stick. Chance for Schmid to clear. Wanted to find a breakaway pass. Hlapik instead gloves it down. Hlapik, the right circle. Winds his way in. Vesalainen awkwardly receiving that pass and just gives it away. It's a 3-on-2 here. Schmid to Berchi. Drops it. The shot. Save made by Kovac as he robs Glauser of a shorthanded goal.
Well, we've seen both teams on the power play just not connecting. You know, here's Prague all the time in the world, and a pass just doesn't get to Vesalainen. He has trouble with it. 3-on-2, back the other way. Glauser jumps in, and he wanted a better shot than that from the left side as he put it right into the belly of Kovac. But nonetheless, we saw the Fribourg power play a few minutes before this have trouble even getting out of their own zone. Here, Prague has time and space and still can't connect on a pass.
Shots of 14-12 in favor of Prague. Hasn't really felt like that per se, but a few more getting through traffic perhaps.
Yeah, certainly a lot from distance as well.
De La Rose, all situations player, former Montreal Canadian. Out there on the kill now, loses his stick. That could be it. Just grabs the teammates and he stays out there. Prague getting to work. Irving into the corner, gets it back at the half wall. To the point, Krejcik very awkwardly receiving that, kept it onside somehow though. Irving again. Krejcik. Back to Irving, they're stuck against this side wall, can't get it free. Now finally into some open ice. Irving at the circle, tries his shot off an ankle and wide, and it jumps up over the glass and out of play. 19 seconds to go for the Sparta power play.
Well, we got to look at Aaron Irving, a Memorial Cup champion with the Edmonton Oil Kings in his third year in Prague. He tries to snap this through. Yecker with the block and deflection up out of play.
Been in Europe since 2018-19 is Irving. Stays out there in the late stages of this power play. Puck squeaks clear though from Marchand. Down the left side, drops the Stroila. Stopped by Kovac, who holds on.
Well, Fribourg not afraid to jump up in the play, well shorthanded. Two best opportunities coming off the stick of defensemen. Almost from the exact same position and almost went to the exact same spot, right into the belly of Kovac.
Stroila looking like he knew that could have put that into a better spot, but been a pretty good penalty kill with these chances that they've had going in the wrong direction. 9 seconds to go. And chasing it down will waste some more time here for Sparta. One last entry. Eberle, cross ice play, in and out of the glove of Berra. Normally so reliable. Now Rathgeb out of the box. First onto the puck at the end wall. Tried to swing it out in front for Marchand. Never got there. Sirota. Stolen. Sirota tries again now. Dangerous path. Passed it off. Stroila spins away from traffic. Glausser across the line. Play opens up. Berchi takes the shot. It's blocked in front by Nemecek. It's underneath him. Now it's free. And more for Fribourg. Stroila protecting the puck, taken out along the boards, but staying with the puck. Now it's free for Sirota, and a couple of quick passes. Sparta's away. Center ice, dump it. Circles. Tried to go in front. Rathgeb to Rao. Back and forth they go. Ljunggren lost it as he gained the line. Stayed on side, however. Now the pass in front. Rao pounding away, gets another shot. Just wide. Kyle Rao coming close here for Fribourg. Halapik back at center. Goes across to Seppala. Rare shift for Nico Seppala, the 13th forward on the roster here today for Sparta Prague. Rao couldn't get the puck out. He'll get another chance as he chases it down. The 33-year-old American parked in front now, and peeling it free was Jan Dort onto the open wing, too far for Kaplan. Ljunggren intercepted by Halapik. Halapik dangerously in front, now off the crossbar from Devon Shore. Swatted away by Rathgeb to center ice. And that one was close for Devon Shore from distance. Bank pass in front of the Sparta bench. Berra out to play it. Under pressure though. Loose puck is there. Dort couldn't play it quickly enough. Vesalainen with the steal. Shore still out there. He wants a goal. Can't spin out of the corner though. Digging. Had it for a moment. Rathgeb a chance to clear, and he bounces one down the ice. Kovac fakes the pass one way, starts it the other way, and that one too far. It'll be icing against Prague with 5:45 remaining here in this second period.
Well, we got to look at Devon Shore, and maybe the best opportunity here in the second period from Prague. As he gets this puck from Halapik on and off his stick, a beautiful wrister through a little bit of traffic, beats Berra clean right off the bar. And what we didn't see right before that was Halapik knocked that puck down out of midair to prevent the clearing attempt. Knocked it down, corralled it, and then found Shore, who hit the bar.
Face-off win for Fribourg. Yecker can't get it into the corner. Schmid had a chance at it, also couldn't get it deep. Nemeth back to retrieve, the veteran defenseman, 33 years of age. Dallas' second round draft pick in 2010. Cross ice for Schmid, let it get through. Down the ice it goes. Machine to retrieve for Sparta. Get it to center ice. Loose puck is there. Schmid, another chance at it. Being harassed from behind, though, by Eberle. Yecker. Nice pass to Schmid on the right side. De La Rose across the blue line. Ljunggren dropping for Schmid. Goes behind Sorensen. Spins at the blue line. De La Rose. Far from goal. Pass from the blue line. Tipped in front. There was traffic. Nobody can tuck it in, though. And Fribourg loses possession of the offensive zone. De La Rose heads for a change. 4.5 to go in the second period. Off the wall. Sent in by Walser. Quick glass and out for Sparta Prague. And here goes Harabik the other way. Curl and drag off a stick. And out of play. 4:20 to go. Fribourg's first period goal standing up. Yeah, sure. I'd say piss it. Yeah, sure, okay. Well, nothing for the defending champs at the Spengler Cup. Fribourg-Gottéron over Sparta Prague. Blake Price, Kent Simpson alongside. And both sides coming very close to adding to the offensive totals here in the second period, but nothing doing as the veteran Julian Sprunger controls off the draw, spins and sends it in deep. Giving chase there was Seiler, couldn't come away with the puck. Back the other way, Halapik. The drop pass is there and a quick shot ripped wide off the stick of Spacek. Halapik parked behind the goal. Seiler's on top of him. Can't peel it free. Out of the open wing, Spacek was lurking in the high slot, waiting for a pass, never got there. And Fribourg gets it back into the offensive zone. Walser helped up by Rau. Now behind the goal. Rau with some pressure off the glass and out. And it'll be icing against Prague with 3:29 to play here in the second period.
Well, we see the physicality continue there as both players bump heads. No worse for the wear. And definitely a defensive stalemate here in the second period. You mentioned, Blake, both teams trading some good opportunities. None able to get past either netminder in the second.
Off the draw, an avenue opens up right into traffic from Stroila. The stop is made, and the collision after the whistle causing some furor there. And a penalty coming up. And it looks like it might be going against Prague.
It looked like it might have been Nemecek.
Couple of big bodies with him and Sprunger. Sprunger just having a chat, though. He'll stay out. Nemecek into the box.
It was a very, very aggressive hit here from behind on Strula. The left forearm shiver. Strula went down hard. That was, of course, right off the face-off one from Fribourg back to Strula, and a lane opened right up for him. Kovacs with a fine save, and then Strula really didn't do anything that wasn't unfounded. He went to the front of the net and stopped. Didn't poke at the netminder, and Nemecek took exception to his presence. He's going to sit for 2 or less.
And like we saw the other direction on that last Prague power play, The pushing and shoving will bring the face-off back out to neutral ice. And a late goal here in the second period would certainly add some air under the wings of the Dragons from Fribourg here. Sorensen was hidden away on the near side boards on the draw. He'll take that pass and flip it onto the wing. Dropped for Kapla. Protects the puck nicely, but couldn't find a recipient. Rao in to help him out. The American digging away. Wasting time. Prague more than happy to do this. Finally, De La Rose emerges, but he's got to hold the puck too. Borgstrom there trying to dig it free. Rao all the way back to the point. Sorensen off a leg. Borgstrom, Sorensen, Kapla. Sorensen again shatters his stick as he loaded up for that one. Kept alive by Kapla, now loses possession. And Eberle back into the Fribourg zone. Forecheck is on. De La Rose finds some space. Gets it again off the end wall. Protecting Sorensen. Back to De La Rose. Sorensen. Kapla. Loading up Sorensen again. New stick. This one blocked, but still in the zone. Sorensen. Down low. Gets it back. Over to Kapla. One-timer's not there. Look, thinks about a wrist shot. Quickly, Stroila scores! I'll make it Biasca. 17, not 77, and Biasca's got his second of the night.
Well, this is just perfect puck movement from Fribourg. It took a while for them to get their man advantage moving. Marcus Sorensen's the point man on it. Not in the terms of defenseman, but he is the guy where the pucks go through. You can see him gather this here, and then he goes against the grain. He gets the Sparta Prague defenders going right. He passes it back to the other way to the Sparta Prague left, and Biasca on and off his stick. Kovac can't get across, gets his shoulder on it, but not enough for his second of the afternoon. But terrific passing from Sorensen, all on Fribourg.
Power play goal. 2-0 Fribourg. And they'll look to protect this as the second intermission approaches. And the former Halifax Moosehead is having a night here to open up the Spengler. 90 seconds to go in the period. Halapik off the corner. Sprunger tapping that back to his defender. Glauser now in the near side corner. Long cross-ice pass will find Sprunger again. Sends it in deep. Marchand can't come up with it. And Prague is away. Stick handling his way in. The spot check. Now it's Halapik with a cross-ice pass. Little touch on there by Berchi. Now he's in. Partial break. Berchi just got a small backhand away. It was bouncing on him. And it's an easy save for Kovac.
Well, Prague playing with fire here in the neutral zone. Giveaway onto the stick of Berchi. Now the only thing was Berchi didn't have a whole head of steam when he gathered that puck. So he couldn't break away from Krejcik, the Prague defender. And he was getting harassed, so wasn't able to get a shot off. But still, nonetheless, Prague certainly did not want to find themselves down 3 heading into the second intermission.
Gustav Berchi's had himself a great couple of periods, very prominent. He's there with it again, lost that puck battle, but helped out by his teammate. Now Rathgeb collects. Some hunger late here for Prague, perhaps. Free to center ice. Borgstrom can't come up with it. Biasca back out there for more. Rathgeb rims it around. Intercepted by Kovac. And now some pushing and shoving as Yecker getting tangled up at the Prague blue line. And that was a takedown and then some Adam Raska, I believe, wrestling him to the ground.
See, Raska dumped the puck in. Adam Raska finishes Raska up and over the bench. And Yecker took exception to that. And then Raska dropped Yecker down to the ice. But, you know, that was just finishing your check. Really wasn't blatantly from behind. I had no problem with the hit that Raska gave Raska up and over the bench there. Yecker just sticking up for his teammate, but we'll see what comes of this.
Perhaps a Prague power play, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine here. That's just hip to hip. He certainly goes up and over, heads up. Watch those skates.
Raska, a bit of a tall guy, so that tipping point was pretty easy.
And then Raska with the steerage takedown on Yecker there.
And you can see some frustration here on the part of Adam Raska. He's wondering how it ended up even. Certainly not the aggressor, and now the officials are having a conversation. And the former San Jose draft pick, none too pleased.
We do our job. No, you don't. Hey, yeah, we do. Hey, it's enough. Let's go, let's go.
And a little bit of a warning there that the conversation needs to come to an end with Philip Lopik.
Well, after all this, Prague is the only one getting 2 minutes. So Fribourg is going to the power play. And isn't that a turn of events where I think most in their minds would say Fribourg certainly started that.
The extra 2 minutes going to Adam Raska. Somehow, some way. Wow, did not expect that. Borgstrom with the face-off win. Rao in there. Now it squirts on goal, and Kovac happy to cover up.
Well, we saw Fribourg extend the lead to 2-0 a few minutes ago on the power play. 21 seconds left here in the second. With an offensive zone face-off, they'd love nothing more than to put this even further out of reach.
Borgstrom back for Kapla. Trying to tee up Sorensen once more. Back down low. Kapla, Sorensen. Lost the puck a little bit. 7 seconds to go. Sorensen blocked. Borgstrom running out of time. One more tee up of Sorensen, and Kovac makes the save as the buzzer sounds. And a power play that'll carry over to the third period for Fribourg-Gottéron.
Well, that one-timer off the stick of Sorensen, you can see him looking skyward here. I don't think Kovac even saw it. May have been going wide, but it hits the shaft of the Prague netminder's stick, knocking it out of his hands. That's why I don't think he expected it. Little conversation with his defenseman there, but when all is said and done, it's a 2-0 lead for Fribourg after 4 minutes play here at the Spengler Cup.
Well, the late period goal would be helpful for Fribourg-Gottéron. It was helpful to get the 2-0. Imagine if they get the early period goal now as well. The double dip, if you will, Ken Simpson, to propel Fribourg to an opening win, perhaps.
They still got 1 minute and 34 seconds on the power play, so the door is open for them to extend this lead. And on the flip side, Prague is looking for a huge kill here and trying to get anything going, any sort of offense against Fribourg and netminder Berra.
Sweeping that over to Kaplan. Down the left side, gains center ice. Over to Rao. Drops for Sorensen. Sorensen weaving his way behind the goal. The short side, Borgstrom scores! The Swedes go to work. And the finish finishes. Borgstrom with a fabulous short side goal.
Sorensen is just so smooth with the puck. Looks like he's going to go behind the net, shifts it back to Borgstrom. Borgstrom knows exactly that this puck is coming to his stick. He's got it on the ice ready to go. He's seen that time and time before. Kovac, the netminder, gets a little bit of it, not enough, and it bounces off his backside and in the net. But, you know, we saw Sorensen take the puck one way on the second goal, kick it back to Biaska on number 2, and this one, the same thing, coming behind the net, kicking it back out from where he came, and Bjorkström makes no mistake.
Borgstrom with 24 points in league play. He's having a great start to the year. 7 goals, though, 17 assists, and he was in a goal scorer's position there. Are they looking for more? The backhand attempt. Kovac steers it aside on the early break by Biaska, who was going for his hat trick. Biaska again. Off the boards. Sirota back to regroup in the Sparta end. Klapik waits for some help. Vesalainen was the decoy. Spot checked the shot off a stick over the glass and out of play.
We'll see a strong check here on Kusel. And just quickly back to Lapik and Spacek, the Prague forwards. Those two guys have tremendous chemistry, and they really just have not been able to jive so far here this afternoon. I've got to think that we'll see a lot of them here in the third as they search for their first goal of the tournament.
And Benoit Yecker wants to be released from jail here, and he's been told to double check on that. He is okay. Yecker heads to the bench.
Ready, guys? In the weight, now, in the weight, stick.
Spacek trying to pull this back for Halapik. Quite a mess off the draw. Eventually Halapik gets a touch on it. Vesalainen now. Along the blue line. Sirota takes a shot. Rebound was there, but skated out of harm's way by Kaplan. Stretch pass, intercepted by Fribourg. Wahlberg, the walls of the shot, and right into the glove of Kovac, who holds on. There's been a few too many picked off passes.
Yeah, I would agree. Fribourg has been very opportunistic in the neutral zone, creating turnovers and then quick to go the other way on the transition. Got to look at long-time Fribourg forward Valser and even long-time forward Julian Springer. 12 games away from 1,000 games played in the Swiss National League. An absolute legend is Julian Springer.
Yecker thought about going short side like Borgstrom did. Instead, goes behind the goal. Rao dropping for Ljunggren. Ljunggren tucking it to Rao. Takes his shot, goes well wide, off a stick. Picked up in the corner. Nearly given away, comes back to the blue line, and Yecker sends it right back from whence it came. Prague battling to get out. Zirkals combines with Rabik to exit the zone. Rabik sweeps one wide. Rabik going to work down low now. Andre Rabik, that is. And his brother Christoph out there for a shift. Fribourg now backed up into its own zone as they facilitate a change. Schmid dropping for Seiler. Cross ice dump into the corner. Picked off the end wall by Sparta. Krajcik starts them out the left side. To the blue line. Sent in deep. But a quick exit as Sorensen gathers onto the right side. A shot off an ankle up over the glass and out of play for Fribourg-Gottéron, who are happy to see this game grind to a halt. 17:02 to play in the third period, and they've got a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be happy just to keep the puck on their stick, maintain possession, take away any flow, any counterattack that Prague may be searching for, and they've done a good job so far.
Into the corner off the draw. Irving is there. Spun to the ground. That probably could have been a call. Sparta's not been the beneficiary of any soft calls yet in this game, that's for sure. Irving, another chance to exit the zone. Kosal, no worse for wear after that cross-check that went uncalled. And gets that stretch pass away, harmlessly rolling into Redibera, though. And it's another whistle.
Michael Repik trying to get something going, and Fribourg just snuffs it out. A really nice play from Andrea Glauser there to cut across, prevent him from getting to the net.
Face off to the right of Berra. 16:39 left in the regulation clock. And Sparta stacking the slot area off the draw here. Trying to get a set play in there for Vesalainen, but doesn't work to the blue line, not out. And they'll give chase, looking for more. Spot check, can't pry it loose. Stroila lost control of it with traffic bearing down on him. And now kicked to neutral ice by Spacek. Drops it for Nemecek. And errant pass all the way back into the Fribourg zone. Stroila kicks it into gear. Dancing down the left side. Lost control, gets it back now. He's in the corner looking for a target. Sprunger helps him out, swings it out. High slot pass from Ljunggren goes awry, and now it's Hlapik guarding the puck. Hlapik finds the trailer off the bench. Vesalainen is there as well. Hard shot from the point, steered away by Berra. Can't clear the zone. Rabik. Line pass onto the stick of Fribourg, and they are away as Rao sends it in deep. A battle. Dort trying to get to Rao below the goal line. Dort giving chase to help out. Along the wall for Kapla. Lost control. And Prague turns the other way, back to the blue line, pardon me. Rathgeb swings at it. Rao able to catch it. Dort will try to tie the puck up while the rest of Fribourg goes on a change, and now Dort peels away as well. De La Rose on the forecheck, nearly came up with it there. Finally turned over at the center ice line by Fribourg. Errant pass there, but unable to jump on it was Eberle. Yecker ahead to Schmid. Schmid, trailer, De La Rose can't get a backhand away. And skating it away is Sparta Prague. Rabik sweeps it to Eberle, bouncing puck in the slot, still loose. Kosal takes a shot off the mark. Eberle can't skate onto it. Schmid behind the goal. Into the corner now. Gets it back. Yecker holds. Errant pass. Mid-change here for Prague, and a short side save made by Berra as he went left to right to prevent the opening goal for Prague. Sorensen dished it right. Kept alive by Seiler. And now Biasca sends it back behind the goal. Borgstrom can't pry it free. Biasca again on the hard forecheck. It's still alive in the offensive zone here. Biasca sends it in deep. Birchie goes in chase. Irving back into the corner. Second attempt by Irving. Turned it over to Birchie. Miscommunication at the blue line though. Stroila sends it away momentarily. Here comes Prague once more. Winding his way through is Vesalainen. Vesalainen to Halapik. Sirota takes his shot off the mark. Nemecek. Touch pass for Vesalainen. Nemecek trying to keep possession for Sparta, but they give it away. And Marchand got a hand on that, I thought, and icing called nevertheless against Fribourg. So 13:07 left on the clock and still the 3-goal lead.
Well, we see the best opportunity that Prague has had in quite some time, and it was seemingly harmless. Fribourg had control of the puck of their own zone. It was an errant clearing pass. Then it ended up on this Prague defender who went backdoor. Repik could not put it in on the short side, but other than that, Blake, there really has not been many Sparta Prague opportunities, and when they've had the puck in the offensive zone, again, everything from the outside, everything at distance for Rito Berra to pick off.
Spacek won that back. Halapik couldn't control it though, so they have to reset in the neutral zone. Sprunger tying his man up at the blue line. Now goes in search of the puck. Sirota onto the left side. Nemecek to the blue line. Just onside. Vesalainen pushed into the Fribourg bench a little bit. Stroila. Hit as he cleared the puck down the ice. It's no icing this time. Nemecek spins away from Dort. Errant pass. Dort is there, trying to set up the chance there for Ljunggren. Back to the point. Rathgeb wires it. It's off a leg and wide. Dort behind the goal. Put it back onto the open wing. Nobody there for Fribourg. Raska. Ahead for Rabik. Zirkaus on the end wall. Ties up his man. Kind of wrapped up Rathgeb. No call. Short side opportunity by Raskas turned away. Rathgeb going for a skate. Little chip and chase. Took a punch to the face there as he gained the zone. The whistles are put away for the time being. Irving with a stretch pass. Missed the target. Another icing call. This one against Prague.
Well, again, that's going to suit Fribourg just fine. You're up 3-0, Blake. If you're Roger Ronberg, the head coach of Fribourg, you're very, very happy to play your fourth line a lot more. So we've seen Rau, Ljunggren, and Dortha quite a lot here in the third period, but a few giveaways have led to Prague opportunities. The last one was fairly blatant deep inside their own zone, so we'll see if that continues. But on the big picture, nice to give the rest of the Fribourg players a break here.
Yecker back for Nemeth, goes cross ice. Sorensen gets it back, high slot. Rebound is there. Short side, Nemeth couldn't tuck it home. De La Rose for Schmid. Yecker tees up at the point. Sorensen is stopped. He gets it back though the right side. De La Rose. Sorensen. Schmid. Nemeth is parked in front. Sorensen scores. Backdoor. 4-0 Fribourg.
Well, simply put, this was a clinic in puck possession from Fribourg. Center around that man right there, Marcus Sorensen. All 5 players circling, cycling, moving the puck, jumping, switching positions, keeping the puck on their sticks until ultimately this backdoor laser from Schmid right onto Sorensen and very easily taps that backdoor. What a pretty play from Fribourg-Gottéron and a terrific finish.
Well, the Fribourgeois fans are loving the way this night is unfolding. 11-11 to go in the third period, a 4-0 lead for Fribourg-Gottéron. Berchi sends it onto the open wing. Pissick, full head of steam, but turned away at the blue line. Sent back in deep by Krejcik. Eberle below the goal line is an open man in front. Couldn't find Hrabic. Pissick looking for a tip. Never came. And Fribourg gets the puck out. Errant pass by Biasca, who hasn't done much wrong here tonight. Puck battle won there by Shore. Tough angle, sweeps it in front, right through the slot. Irving takes a shot. Shore is there, setting up the one-timer. Repik couldn't wire it home. Blocked in front, Berchi. It's it across, and Glauser's sending his man away. Swept away by Kovac. Borgstrom changes wings. Glauser back for Sprunger from distance, and that one tipped by a defenseman nearly into the goal. And now the net pushed off its moorings. Will reset with 9:50 to go in the third period, and Fribourg up by 4. That was a nice goal. (19-9) the shots in favor of Fribourg since the start of the second period. 9-4 here in the third. Blake Price, Kent Simpson here in game number 1 of the Spengler Cup. And the defending champions looking ready to keep the crown. A couple hours away from Canada taking part in a little bit of history as they take on the U.S. College Selects, who make their Spengler Cup debut. Kapla off the draw, looking in the slot there for Ljunggren, and then that gets past Rathgeb as well. Glove down, and a partial break here for Kosal. Scores! Shovels it in, and there's life for Sparta.
Well, this is making something out of nothing. Fribourg a little too lackadaisical at their own blue line. Pavel Husel jumps on the loose puck here. He's able to push it up to himself and then just lowers that left shoulder. Takes it to the net. Is just able to push that through Rito Berra, but you see the effort here in the neutral zone. Good job corralling that puck. And then just a little chip over the pad, under the glove, to get Prague on the board and maybe a little bit of life.
Well, it's still a steep mountain to climb here in the Swiss Alps. Down by 3. But Yaroslav Nedved would love to see some fight from his group anyway. Best alignment. Steals the puck back here for Prague. Breaking out of the left side. Sirota lost control. Helped out by Spacek. Sirota to Seppala. Stripped of the puck. Sorensen and De La Rose nearly on the doorstep in a 2-on-0. Klopik got around a couple of players and now loses at the top of the circle. Schmid waiting for a pass from Sorensen, but They'll complete a change and play it safe. Borgstrom now, partial break, drop pass, Rathgeb stopped by Kovac. And now back and forth they go the other way. Fresh off the bench, Zirkals sends it behind the goal. Krabik giving chase, pinching down the wall. But unsuccessful is Prague. Krabik, Zirkals winding his way through, looking for that return pass, but gloved down by Berra with Krabik right in front of him. And there has been pushing and shoving after almost every whistle here in game number one.
Yeah, it really kicked off in the first, didn't it, Blake? And it kind of just carried over since then. Maybe a little bit of frustration from Prague, and Fribourg just holding their ground. Zirkals, who's had a quiet night, the Latvian international, throws that to net. Berra obviously not going to take any chances whatsoever with Hrabek in close quarters.
Off the draw, Sprunger with the shot block. Shore behind the goal. Missed the pass to Kosal. A chip and chase. Marchand won't get there first, but helped out by Walzer. We'll tie that puck up with under 8 minutes to go. Walzer taking a little bit of abuse as Irving tries to get it free. Now it is for a moment. And a new four-man scrum appears. Kosal. Turned away though, the forecheck. Relentless by Marchand. He and Sprunger just munching down the clock here. Ljunggren gets it back to the point. Rathgeb across for Kapla. Off the end wall, springy board. Sprunger off that springy board's nearly able to tuck it home, but tongue and knots, a 4-1 lead for Fribourg. Down to 7:08 remaining here in the third period. Blake Price, Kent Simpson bringing you all the action from day one of the Spengler Cup. And the defending champs looking up for the job. Just saw Biasca, Attilio Biasca with 2 of the goals. The former Halifax Moosehead having a great night. 2 more since. And just a 1/3 period goal here for Prague. They try to maybe salvage some momentum to take into game number 2, which right now, if they continue to lose this contest, will be tomorrow. Turnover created at center ice. Off a stick into the near side corner. Nearly a takedown there, but Krabik sends it back to the point. Nemecek lays the body on Rao to keep play alive, but Rathgeb has a moment to calmly chip it off the boards and out. Nemecek back behind his own goal, out the near side. Head is up. Bank pass didn't work, and it goes for an icing call against Sparta, just as Nemecek was set to put a step onto the bench.
Well, Nemechek has been a player that has exerted his willpower here this afternoon. He's been involved in several altercations. That was a big hit on Rao.
De La Rose in to take the draw here for Fribourg. And one more goal would certainly put away any doubt and give Fribourg that extra day off earned when you win that opening contest here on day one. Losers play the next day, winners get a breath. And we'll have that same stakes in effect for the Canada-US College Selects game later on here on TSN. Up the left side, drop pass was there, and another stop made by Rito Vera from close range. Irving advances the puck ahead. Raska, second attempt to get the puck into the zone, does so. Rabic turned it over though. Given right back by Fribourg. Irving will wait for changes. 5:23 to go. Looking ahead, doesn't like what he sees. A drop pass to his pairing mate. And Prague is away to center ice. Repic down the right side with some steam. Off the side of the goal, Kosel dropping, looking for Devon Shore. Repic looking for Shore himself, and now a penalty coming up against Fribourg on a slash, defensive slash, as Sparta Prague will get their opportunity to get a second goal here today.
Pretty tough to argue that one if you're Attilio Biasca. Comes down hard over the top, breaks his stick. He's holding the evidence in his hand as the referee raises his arm. So just under 5 to go. You know, maybe 3 goals is a long shot. You're never out of it, of course, but if you go to the power play and you're Prague right now, I think you're maybe just looking for a little bit of good fortune, get some opportunities, because the power play has had nothing going so far.
Timeout called here by Yaroslav Nedved in his first year as head coach of Sparta Prague. There's Roger Ronberg also in his first year. And there's Peter Nedved's brother, Yaroslav.
Is this crazy talk to think that at some point you might pull the goalie to see if you get 6 on 4? You know, we see more and more coaches pull the goalie earlier when you're down 3. It's not going to happen to start on the face-off here, but we'll keep an eye on Jakub Kovac in the Prague net.
Yeah, it's starting to get to that territory. Certainly if it was 4-2 you would, but we'll see how aggressive Yaroslav Nedved gets as Halapik, and he is getting aggressive. There it goes, 6 on 4 immediately here. Pissick down low for Halapik. Cross-ice pass, that was in the air, and Spacek couldn't hold on to it. Puck battle there, Spacek trying to strip it free from his man, and finally Prague is back onto the puck. Halapik carries, passes off to Devon Shore, looking for Halapik. De La Rose, a chance to clear, checked as he made the play, and it's tied up along the wall. Spacek goes to the blue line. Krejcik, Spacek, back to Krejcik, takes the shot, the save made by Berra. Spacek on the backhand, flips it to Halapik, out front Pissick on a one-timer. Partially checked as he took the shot, and it was wide. Pissick again. Filip Lapik. Krejcik on the one-timer, save made, rebound, Shore can't tuck it home. And the whistle goes early. 48 seconds left on the power play here for Sparta Prague.
Well, solid movement from Prague, but you see 2 different philosophies on the power play from each team. Prague very, very static, staying in position, yet letting the puck do the work, whereas we've seen Fribourg really moving the players, skating, switching positions. Vera makes the first save, took exception to the stick on his pad. Whistle went. And 48 seconds left for Fribourg to kill.
Might have been a little bit of a slew footy kind of play there from Shore as well early in that sequence. And a clean win for Prague as they get set up again. Long cross ice pass. Kosal at the circle off the side netting. Kosal with a blind spinning pass, and that splits the D. Pressure is on from the Fribourg penalty killers. Nearly lost onto the stick of Berchi. Just chips it in deep with just 20 seconds left to go. And the goaltender wondering now if he should head back towards the goal. Repik, a touch pass along the wall. Spinning his rabbit. Kosal lost it for a moment. Rabic has it. Irving. Sirota. Back to 6-on-5 at the very least. Floated shot, jumps over the glass after the block in front. And with 2:44 left to play in the third period, it is back in goal for Jakub Kovac.
A real strong penalty kill from Fribourg there. One shot from the point Vera had to handle, and that was really, really about it, especially even on the 6-on-4. Prague not being able to get any sustained pressure or get their sticks on any rebounds.
Face-off remains in the Fribourg end to the right of Vera. One back by Shore, but again, no possession right through the neutral zone. Pissick with the drop pass, and he goes for a skate. Spot check at the blue line. Chipping it, looking for Vesalainen. Spot check and Vesalainen tied up at the hash marks with 2:20 to play here in the third. Pried free by Spacek. Gets it to the blue line. Pissick, cross ice to Lapik. Goaltender out again. 6-on-5. At the circle. Spacek is in. A little floater. Rebound was there, but cleared by Fribourg. Chip pass, or chip shot, pardon me. Really crossed up Vera. Lapik protects the puck. Vesalainen strip right onto the stick of Krejcik. Lapik lost control. Settled down at center ice. Given away. Sorensen can't make the pass or the shot, and Fribourg denied. Still with the empty net. Sorensen, another chance. Scores! A second for him, and it's 5-1 Fribourg as they'll coast to victory on day one in Davos.
Marcus Sorensen is always a pass-first guy, and he probably should have shot on the first opportunity. He was looking for Schmid. That pass got intercepted, but then he's able to pick the puck off right here at the clearing attempt. Just such an active stick. Waits until his line mates clear, and this one he was going to shoot all himself. Deposited it for his second of the afternoon, to go along with 2 assists for a 4-point game to open the Spengler Cup.
2 primary assists as well, so that is indeed the straw that stirred this drink. Marcus Sorensen, Mr. Everything for Fribourg-Gottéron here. And Prague left to lick some wounds. We'll play some depth players now. Rest everybody up for back-to-backs. Squirts out in front. Seiler watches that get into the corner. Picked off once again. Fribourg can't clear, and that'll be a takedown. Delayed penalty, shot from the point is blocked, and now the touch is made by Fribourg, sending Sparta to a late power play here with 1:02 left to play in the hockey game.
I think it's going to be now a 5-on-3. Tchaikovsky really not happy with Fatuk towering over the Prague forward. Get a sense of animosity there.
That was a drop of the glove there, wasn't it?
And he just got 10. Did Tchaikovsky.
Making the most of his brief appearance here late in the contest.
You can go out.
You can go out indeed. Your night is done.
Well, is Berchi getting the original? Then Tchaikovsky laid a pop on Fatuk. That one was going to be the 5-on-3 call. And I think the referee had just seen enough.
So let's calm down. Only penalty for Fribourg.
And the officials asking themselves to calm down because well, they've got it sorted now. And it looks like it's just the tripping call and a misconduct.
67-2. Calm down. I need you in the box. 22 and 67. Out.
The extra shot was what got the hands on the hips from the referee to Tchaikovsky and the arm point. Christoph Berchi having some chuckles at his teammate there, and he's happy that Kyle Rao is going to serve the penalty and join him in the box. 5-on-3 for Prague coming up.
You said left. 100%. 100%. We can check.
And further investigation needed. As they sort the power plays to get them both up on the board. There's only one currently there. They go. They've got it now.
Well, I think at this point, Prague's just looking for some feel good here. Maybe put 1 or 2 in the remaining minute and 2 so they can take that forward to tomorrow's game.
Anything closer, they might have gone 6-on-3, but it's already a multiplayer advantage here. And they aren't scoring a 4-goal 1 minute surge here. Krajcik back to retrieve. Spacek across the line, a little bit of an awkward entry, but they managed to stay on side. Klopik, and now the goaltender is going to the bench. It will be 6-on-3. How about this? Teeing up, Irving denied. That off the mask.
Well, that is walking into a one-timer, a little bit wobbly, straight off the mask of Rito Berra. Aaron Irving, as you mentioned, the 6-on-3 and ping off the mask up into the netting.
When it's that awkward sound, it's generally the mask, but that was a wired shot by Irving. Under 38 seconds to go. Honestly, can't remember how many 6-on-3s I've seen. Krajcik. Repik across the line for Vesalainen. Drops for Spacek, jumped over his stick, but Irving was there. Krajcik down low, swings it out in front. Irving has to give chase. 15 seconds to go. Another jumpy puck. Vesalainen. Klopik in front. Spacek can't get the shot away. Krajcik. Ondrej. Spacek scores. And a consolation prize late here for Sparta as they make it 5-2 in the late going on a power play goal.
Well, Jakob de la Rose took a chance there, the Fribourg forward, to try to get that puck, so he pulled himself way out. That left it basically a 4-on-1 down low. You can see the Fribourg defender tied up in front of the net. Halapik goes backdoor to Spacek. Easily deposit into the open net on Berra. It's not going to have any bearing on the game, but other than the netminder not being happy to give up such a late goal.
And a little tiring for Rito Berra in the late stages of a game, going left and right on a 6-on-3. It is still a power play for what little that matters with 6.2 seconds remaining in the hockey game. A Prague face-off win, and that'll do it as they fall victim to the defending champs. Fribourg-Gottéron out to a one-win start here as they defend their crown.
Well, terrific showing. You know, they got on the board very, very early off the stick of Viaska. The play kind of settled in from there, but it was only a matter of time before Fribourg took over, and so did Marcus Sorensen, finishing the game with 2 goals, 2 assists. He was certainly full value for Fribourg. Prague's going to be better tomorrow against Helsinki, and I'm sure they will be, but a great opening game for the defending champs.
Prague is on its way to face IFK Helsinki tomorrow. And don't forget, just a couple of hours away from Team Canada versus the U.S. College Selects right here at the Ice Stadium in Davos.
When you hear the rhythm, start to move.